In a locked ward in Zurich, just after the turn of the last century, a man stood at a window and offered to show a young doctor the truth. "Half close your eyes against the sun," he said. "Move your head. There, do you see it? A tube hanging from the sun. And when it swings, it makes the wind." The man had lost his mind long ago. He had been locked away for years, and he was barely educated. Years later, that doctor, Carl Jung, opened a freshly printed translation of an ancient liturgy, 2,000 years old, from a cult dead for 15 centuries. And there it was, in the Old Greek, a tube hanging from the disk of the sun, the origin of the wind. The patient could not have read it. The book had barely been printed. Tonight I want to show you what that doctor chased for the rest of his life. A layer of your own mind that was never yours. The reason you dream things you never learned. Fear things that never hunted you. And recognize gods nobody taught you. And why none of it means the thing you're quietly afraid it means. Now, hold on to that man at the window, because his story has a problem, and we will come back to it. But first, what Jung thought it proved. You already know you have an unconscious. Freud drew the map. A basement under the house of your mind, full of what you buried. The shameful memory, the wish you won't admit, the thing that happened when you were small. Personal, yours, built from one single life. Jung worked in that basement for years, and then he found a door in the floor of it. Below your personal basement, he said, is a second one, and you did not dig it. You were born with it already full. Its contents were never yours, because they were never anyone's in particular. They belong to all of us, the same in every human being who has ever lived. Freud's basement is what you forgot. Jung's deeper floor is what you inherited. He called it the collective unconscious. Here is where almost everyone gets it wrong, and where it stops sounding like superstition. Jung did not say you inherit memories. He did not say a picture of some ancestor's god sits filed away in your skull. What you inherit is not the image. It's the riverbed. A riverbed holds no water of its own, but it decides where the water will run. You are not born with a picture of the mother. You are born with the shape that the idea of mother pours itself into. The readiness to find her, need her, fear her, in the same pattern every human child is used for as long as there have been children. Jung called those inherited shapes the archetypes. Forms, not pictures. The water is your one life. The riverbed is 2 million years old. Hold that single distinction, and the whole thing turns from a ghost story into something much closer to biology. Which brings us back to the man at the window, and the honest part. That case has been argued over for 100 years. Jung claimed the liturgy was published only after he saw the patient, and he was wrong. The dates don't hold. Other scholars say he misread the Greek. So throw it out. Throw the whole case in the bin. Because Jung's real argument was never one man in one ward. It was the pattern. Go to peoples who never met, separated by oceans, by thousands of years. No ships between them, no books, no common language. And they sit down and tell the same handful of stories. A flood that drowns the world, a tree that holds it up, a great mother who is both the womb and the grave, a hero who walks into the dark and comes back changed. Either that is the most staggering coincidence in human history, repeated 1,000 separate times, or there is a layer underneath all of us, printing the same few shapes into every mind it makes. And then the line Jung kept returning to. The archetype, he said, is to the mind what instinct is to the body. A bird builds a nest it was never shown. A spider spins a web it never studied. Nobody calls that imagination. So when a man dreams a symbol he was never taught, Jung said, he is doing exactly what the bird does, making from the inside something far older than his own life. In 1936, Jung put the whole idea into one sentence for a newspaper. When he sat with a patient, he said, "The two of them were really consulting, and these are his words, the 2-million-year-old man that is in all of us." He did not mean that as a flourish. He meant it as near to literal as he could put it. Inside you, beneath the man with your name and your job and your phone, there is an older one. He has lived through every winter, buried every kind of dead, feared every predator, and loved every child for 2 million years. And at night, when your personal basement finally goes quiet, he is the one who dreams. You have met his cast already, even if you never had names for them. The shadow, everything you refuse to be. The woman who lives somewhere inside you. The old wise one who appears in dreams exactly when you are most lost. The trickster who tears down the order you worked so hard to build. These are not characters Jung invented at a desk. They are the faces the species keeps wearing, in its myths, in its gods, and in you. So what do you actually do with this? Because it is not just a theory to admire from a distance. The dream that unsettled you, the one with the image you swear you never saw before, you did not make it up, and you are not losing your mind. The grief that hit far too hard at a stranger's funeral, the awe that drops over you in an old cathedral, the fear of the dark you have never quite outgrown. That is not weakness, and it is not childish. That is the old one, stirring. Most men spend an entire life being moved by these tides and calling them moods. The inner work begins the moment you turn and look, when you start to treat the recurring dream, the strange pull, the figure that will not leave, as letters arriving from the layer beneath you. Because you are not the sole author of your own mind, you are the latest draft of something very old. And that should not frighten you. It should set something down in you. You are not crazy. You did not invent it. You are not chosen. It was never only you. You are human and ancient, and you were never as alone inside your own head as you feared. Tonight, when you dream, pay attention. Something 2 million years old has been trying your whole life to get a word in. Start listening.